this video, I'm going to show you the best leads for life insurance agents in 2025. Cool. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what the best leads are for life insurance agents who are selling over the phone. So this is going to be specifically for telesales agents. Now, let me just preface this video by saying that the best leads for 2025 are not Facebook leads, direct mail, live transfers, or age leads. Nope. The lead source that we're going to be talking about in this video is a little bit different, a little bit newer to the industry, and it's the same lead source that these two agents right here, Eris and Eddie, used to sell $30,000 per month working just 3 hours a day. Now, they actually have 7 kids that they homeschool. So they're homeschooling all 7 of their children. So they don't have time to do 50, 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. So they have to use a lead source that's considerably more efficient. So these guys are working 3 hours a day, writing $30K a month. If you just work a full work day, right, imagine the type of results that you could potentially see with this lead source that I'm going to show you guys. Now, a couple things you guys need to understand. I'm going to kind of break it down and just show you guys like what this lead source is, how it works. But you have to kind of fundamentally understand why it works before this will all make sense, right? So basically, one thing that I've found to be true is that the quality of your business is based off of the quality of your customer, right? So if you want a better business, you should start by serving a higher quality customer, right? Again, the quality of your business is based on the quality of your customer. So if you're selling gym memberships to poor people, right, to people that don't have money, your gym is probably not going to have a ton of money. If you're selling gym memberships to people that have a bunch of money, they're going to be able to spend more at your gym. They're going to cancel their gym memberships less often. They're not going to miss their payments, right? Hopefully you guys are kind of getting the picture here. So the quality of your business is based on the quality of your customer. Here's another analogy to kind of make this make sense. Let's say there's 2 rivers and you get to pick where you want to build your house. On this first river, we have people that are, pooping in the stream. We have a factory upstream that's dumping pollution into the river. Are we going to build our house here, or are you going to build your house over here where, the water is literally melting off of the top of glacier, the tops of mountains, whatever, snow-capped mountains, fresh, purified water going straight into this river? Well, I'm going to build my house here, right? And again, this is kind of following along that same line of what I was just talking about with the quality of your business is based on the quality of your customer. The lead source that we pick is going to decide the quality of our business. So again, if we go and we're drinking out of polluted waters, we're going to have an unhealthy business. If we're drinking out of fresh, healthy water, we're going to have a healthy business, right? So let's talk about what actually makes a quality lead. Well, there are 2 things that you need in order to have a quality lead, right? Number 1 is the lead needs to have an income. And number 2, they need to have a need for life insurance, right? So another way of putting this is they need to have the ability to buy your services, but also the demand to buy your services, right? Your services being insurance. So they need to have an income so they can afford to pay for it, and they need to have a need that they also comprehend and understand themselves. Because the more that you have to sell somebody on why they need life insurance and sell them on why they need the policy, it's just way more work in the sales process. You're going to have more cancellations, more chargebacks. You want to sell to people that already know they need life insurance, right? So hopefully this part's making sense. In terms of like what a quality lead is. So now that you guys understand what makes a quality lead, let's kind of ask like a hypothetical question, right? So now that we know what a quality lead is, if you could only talk to people who know they need life insurance and know they can afford it, would you make more money or less money, right? So again, if you only talked to people who knew they needed life insurance and could afford it, would you make more money or less money? Obviously, you would make more money, right? But the question is like, ultimately, how would you actually do this? How would you only talk to people that you know can afford it and know need it, right? Well, basically, this is kind of how we develop something called the niche method. So we essentially need to find a group or niche of people that we know A, have an income, and B, have a desperate need for life insurance. And when we find those people, right, we find this like little group or niche, we're going to make so much more money as agents, right? As Alex Hormozy says, the riches are in the niches, right? So let me kind of break down what the niche method actually is. So, for example, let's say we were going to go and target and sell life insurance to truckers, right? Well, there's a couple things that we know to be true about truckers. Number one, they have an income because, based off of the fact of them being truckers, they have a job. And truckers usually make anywhere from like 50 to 100K plus. Some of these guys will make 200, 300K, especially if they're like an owner operator, their income can go a lot higher. So we know that they have the income, right? So income, check. Now the second piece of the puzzle, remember, was the need. So income and need. We know they have the income. What about the need? Well, think about what truckers do and what they see on a day-to-day basis. Well, they're constantly on the road. And what happens when you're constantly on the road? Well, you constantly see accidents. You probably, like a trucker, probably knows other truckers who have gotten in severe accidents. So they have this fear or this thought in the back of their mind that like literally anything could happen to them at any point in time. And let's say they got in an accident, even if they didn't die, they could be out of work for a year and a half. Maybe they never even are able to get back in the truck and drive again. So they have this fear that's already in their mind. So we know they have an income. And we know that they have a need because they're already thinking about this kind of thing. And if they have a family at home, they're definitely thinking about it. So truckers, right? What's another one? Nurses. Nurses, we know they have an income, right? The average nurse, I think, makes $86K a year. I looked it up yesterday. Average nurse makes $86K a year. A lot of them make even more if they're like, a doctor or a nurse practitioner. So they make $86K a year. And another thing, too, you got to realize nurses are always around death and sickness every day. They're in the hospital. They're seeing people dying. They're seeing people with illnesses. They're seeing people that just got in car accidents. They're seeing all of like the worst of what happens to people. So this is constantly on their mind. They realize that anything could happen to anybody at any time, meaning that they already have this thought in their mind. If they have kids at home, they're probably worried like, hey, what if I got sick? What if I got in an accident? What if I got disabled? I wouldn't go to work, or if I died, like what would happen to my family? These are thoughts that are already going through their mind. So we know that nurses have the income and have the need. This is another great niche, another great pocket of the market that we could target that would get us amazing leads. Let's look at another one. Young parents. Well, if they're young parents and they're married, that means they have two incomes, right? Which means they have more income. That's two policies that you could sell, plus a child's policy. So we know that there's opportunity there. Again, if there's two of them, then there's going to be some more income. And if there's a stay-at-home mom, then you know that, husband is making some cheddar, right? If she has the ability to stay home, he's got to be making some money. So if we have like young parents with a kid, that's three policies that you can sell. Plus, obviously, there's a need and a demand because they have a young kid in the house. They're worried about, hey, like what's going to happen what would happen if one of us passed away? How would the surviving spouse take care of the kid? So this is already a thought that's on their mind. Let's look at another niche. Business owners, right? Well, business owners, not all of them, but a lot of them have income. And they also realize like, hey, if something happens to me, if I get disabled, sick, injured, whatever, and I can't run my business, my income stops. So you have that selling point of like living benefits because they're kind of protecting themselves against that risk. And also, if they have a family and they're running a business, if they die, there's a lot of expenses that the family would have to keep up. So there's a huge demand and a huge need for life insurance here. These are just four niches just off the top of my head. Truckers, nurses, parents, business owners. These are all great niches to target. Now imagine if you were just talking to these people all day instead of just like random generic life insurance leads. You know they can afford it and you know they have a need. You'd have You'd have way better leads, right? So this is just kind of explaining a little bit more about what the niche method is. Again, it's where we target like a specific niche that we already know are good customers. So like a lot of you guys, if you've worked normal life insurance leads, you've probably sold a policy to somebody that was a nurse or somebody that was a trucker or somebody that owned a business or whatever. Definitely sold to people that are parents. And so what we're doing is we're just taking like who are our best customers and then going out and getting more of those people and getting like every single lead we work would be in the niche that we found works really, really well. Cool. So why does this work, guys? Well, there's a couple reasons why. Instead of being like all of the other agents who are just fishing in this red ocean where they'll run an ad advertising a product, right? So they'll run an ad advertising final expense, or run an ad advertising term insurance, or run an ad advertising IULs, or whatever they're running. The problem is you end up just working all these generic leads that every single other agent is buying. Every other agent is buying those leads. And when you lead with the product, nobody really cares. But when you lead with the person and you find the avatar that you want to serve, whether it be parents, nurses, truckers, business owners, whatever it is, you have this whole blue ocean that you're the only one fishing in. Not only that, but you're leading with the person instead of the product. We're picking a type of person and then we're solving their problem instead of just leading with a product and trying to like ram it down somebody's throat, right? So it's red ocean versus blue ocean. When you go after a specific niche, you're working higher quality leads, and it's a blue ocean because not many people are doing this. Cool. So a couple other reasons. Higher conversion rates because we know they already have the income and the need. So you're not wasting time trying to like convince people why they need to get life insurance. Second reason, better quality clients. So you're going to get higher answer rates with these people because it's an ad that's specific to them. They're more likely to answer the phone. And also just like working people that, don't fill out a million forms online, they tend to get less phone calls, so they answer the phone at a higher rate. Bigger policies. If they have more income, more disposable income, they're going to be able to spend more money on life insurance. You're going to get bigger premiums and lower chargebacks. Last reason, time efficiency. So instead of just spending time chasing tons and tons and tons of leads, you're talking to people who you already know are a great fit. Because again, if we go back in the presentation, if it'll let me, what I talked about, what makes a great lead? Income and need. If we go after a niche that we know has an income and has a need, we're going to save so much time on people that don't have either of those and will never buy in the first place. Amazing. So if you guys want to learn more about the niche method and how you can set this up for yourself, I'm going to have a video right here that shows you guys how to generate your own niche method leads. And if you guys click right here, it's going to be a video that explains more about how the niche method works so that you can understand it in full detail. Now, if you guys want us to set this up so that you can start getting your own niche leads, then click the link down below and apply to work with us. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.